What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are talking about X-Men Apocalypse, maybe one of my least favorite X-Men movies. But I will say, rewatching this movie, I think I've only seen it maybe one other time, maybe two times, but I don't know. This definitely was a rewatch because I did not remember quite a few things about this movie, but we'll get into it. The first 6, 7, 8 minutes of this movie are some violent ass shit. There's some deaths, right? Like of rocks falling on people or somebody using their powers on somebody. And, they're in the ancient world. They're not like our X-Men. They're like the first mutants that are like trying to transfer Apocalypse and the character himself. Try and transfer Oscar Isaac's body into, the new body, or the old body into Oscar Isaac's new body, and that's why he looks like Oscar Isaac now. But then he gets trapped for a long time and he comes back and he needs to build a better world. As far as Oscar Isaac goes, he did the best he could considering how restrictive this costume was. I don't think it looks terrible per se, like all the armor and shit, but it just, you can't imagine being him and being stuffed in there. He's just got to be all worked, just cramped in there, can't turn his head, can't move at all. He's painted blue every day, so like he's a trooper for real. Just getting into this costume every day to shoot. I do love Storm. That actress that they got to play young Storm, Olivia Munn, does look sexy in this movie. She doesn't have the best acting in this movie, personally. I don't want to shout her out like that, but she looks great, but she doesn't act great. But maybe that's writing and directing. Who knows? The Angel character, I'm not too hot on. I will say that Michael Fassbender has the best moments in this movie, the hardest, heartbreaking movie moments, and probably one of the funniest line deliveries. But either way, he's pretending to be a Heinrich. He's pretending to be this worker, just a normal guy. He has a daughter, has a wife, has a family, and he's just trying to blend in. And then all of a sudden he's working and this giant barrel is going to crush this guy, and just by instincts he saves this guy, right? Like, so he's showing you that he is a good dude. He's not the Magneto that we know, even though he is a pretty bad dude. But he's trying to be good. He's trying to be just a normal person, and then he uses his powers to save this guy and moves the barrel away from him so he doesn't get crushed, and then just like pretends to go back to work, and he's like looking around. Everyone just kind of goes back to work. They're like, what the fuck was that? And he's just kind of like, fuck, I'm so fucked. He goes back to work, or goes back home, and his wife's like, we can't leave. And he's like, I told you who I was the first day I met you. We need to leave. You need to trust me now. Like, and so people come for him. You are Magneto, blah blah blah. They accidentally the daughter has powers that can control birds and shit. I thought maybe they would have gone the route like she's Wanda and she can have magic and like kill people. Maybe Wanda can control animals, and we haven't seen that in the MCU, but who knows? We do see Pietro, but he's Peter Maximoff, like, I don't know. It's not the MCU, it's still the Fox universe, you have to remember this. But Michael Fassbender shines. He is so good. And the birds come and start attacking these police officers, and there's one cop looking around, and all of a sudden, oh, let's go of his arrow, and it goes through the wife, through the daughter. So now he's got his wife and daughter skewered together. Oof, it's like some brutal violence in this movie, for real. It's like this movie, just with like a little bit more blood, could have just been gore. Like, could have been a rated R movie for real. Like, but Michael Fassbender kills all the cops with a necklace, and he looks up, is this what you want from me? Like, oof, it hits, it really does. Like, I'm sitting there like, God damn, Michael Fassbender, okay, you use Magneto, and I love you as Magneto, I really do. I can't say nothing bad about the guy. The rest of this cast, though, in the suit he wears and like how he ends up with them, I'm not like totally here for all that, but he does do a great job as Magneto, and then all of a sudden a portal opens as he's about to kill all the guys that saw or that turned him in. He goes, "You thought I was your friend, your worker? My name's Magneto." He's about to kill them in Apocalypse, and the other two ladies walk in, and he's like, Don't stop me from killing these men." And Apocalypse is like, and kind of just sucks them down into the sand, and they're all just kind of stuck in the floor, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" You know, like, and he's like, I'm here for you, my son." And then just kind of turns around and walks back into the portal and goes, "Come on," you know, like just kind of waves him in, and I think Olivia Munn or maybe Storm goes, "Come on, come see." You know, and then he takes him to Auschwitz, to where we first saw him in X-Men First Class, where he gets his powers, destroys the buildings, shows him that he can use the metal in the earth. I don't know. It just doesn't... The whole third, like the first act and maybe some of the second act, I was like, okay. And then by the third act, it just kind of falls apart. But in all fairness, the movie before this, they kind of had, you know, nukes and all types of crazy stuff, you know, wasn't it First Class? You know, so like they had, you know, this massive crazy event, you know, he's about to kill the president, they're time traveling. Oh no, it was Days of Future Past. They're time traveling, they're doing crazy stuff. And it was a crazy movie, but that one was really good. So the next X-Men movie after that can't be down. They can't like make it less frightening, you know what I mean? Like they needed a bigger event, so that I get they were, oh, it's the apocalypse and he's destroying the world, and I get where they were going. I just don't think it was executed as good as it possibly was. But it's going to be really hard for me to give a movie less than 3 stars, really. You know, if I watched it, enjoyed it, didn't love it, didn't hate it, but just kind of watched it and was able to get through it and enjoy myself and not hate my life, that's about a 3-star movie for me. It might be like a 2.5, you know, on the scale, because maybe I won't watch it again, but I gave it 3 stars, and I think most of that 3 stars goes to Michael Fassbender, and maybe that there was so much violence in this movie. The only other 2 things in this movie that get the 3 stars from me, it's not going to get, you know, any more than that. I think it might even be a 5 out of 10, and, you know, creeping towards a 5 out of 10 instead of a 6 out of 10. But I gave it 3 out of 5, you know, middle of the road. The other scenes that I liked in this movie was Pietro's speed demon saving everyone's life from this explosion in the X house. You know, he saves everybody with his super speed. I do like that. And I like that they can't stop using my boy, or his cyborgness is in here. From the comic books, they have to use Hugh Jackman one more time. They have to use Wolverine. They release the animal out of its cage, and he kills everybody because he's a beast. And then Jean touches his head, and I'm like, I gave him a piece of himself back. You know, like it was corny, but it was still kind of worth seeing Wolverine. It does make the movie better. But overall, 3 out of 5 stars. Comment below, what do you think of this movie? Do you think it's more like a 2.5? I think it might be. But hey, I gave it 3 out of 5. Maybe if I ever watch it again, it will bring my score down. But that's why you rewatch movies. You don't just watch a movie one time and never again, because, you know, that's how you felt about it in that moment. You know, you can come back to a movie and feel worse. I think I originally gave Flash 3.5 stars, rewatched it, now it's at 3 stars. Might rewatch it again, it'll be a 2.5, you know, like, sometimes you gotta change your scores, and that's alright, you know, but make sure you're watching the movies you like. Rewatch movies that you didn't like. Maybe you'll find something you do like about it. Maybe you'll hate it more. Who knows? But that's why you watch movies, and I love movies, and I hope you do too. If you're watching this and you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm Big Cam. If you want to see my face again, click that bell. Don't miss any future videos. We got more movie reviews coming to the channel. We got Doctor Strange and Logan coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.